This video was created on August 15th, 2025 in Casey County, Kentucky. Generally speaking, when the people sue the government, who pays? You think it's going to be the officials or you think it's going to be the taxpayers? Usually when I see a lawsuit of this type, I look at the defendant, in this case comes to the cuff, with great sympathy. But under the circumstances, I see things, given her connections, with great suspicion. On August 1st, 2023, Kamsa Cuff filed a federal lawsuit against several different layers of government, including the City of Liberty Police Department, the Casey County Sheriff's Department, the state of Kentucky, and so on, naming well over a dozen individuals in this lawsuit. I have so far been unable to locate any dollar amount that she is requesting to receive in this federal lawsuit, but I would imagine it would be in the multiple of millions of dollars. When you have so much money potentially changing hands between an individual and the government, you might look at that as just a bit suspicious. I find this suspicious so far, and that's even before Titus Morris comes into the picture. If you watch my old channel before it was taken down for what I believe are obviously fraudulent copyright strikes made by Stephanie Morris, you'll know that I had clips of Titus on video talking about how the House of Prayer site was a haven of drug and prostitution activity. So are we to believe that it's just a coincidence that Kamsa Cuff bought the land where the House of Prayer was going to be built, this piece of land, from the people who owned it when the alleged prostitution and drug activity was taking place? This is a little bit complicated, so I'll just try to keep it simple. There are two pieces of land here, a 55-acre tract and a 42-acre tract. The 55-acre tract is the land that the House of Prayer is on now, and it runs the full length of Titus's property, pretty much like across from his house and his barn. The 42-acre tract becomes a little bit more interesting. It currently is the tract that contains the so-called Connie Bright land, 13.84 acres. And keep in mind, this is the land that Stephanie has also referred to numerous times in text messages and in court as to her land. This is her land where she's got a secret third home. But you got electricity down there in Stephanie's house.
That's not my house.
Whose house is that?
Stephanie.
So your wife has a house that has electricity in it.
Correct.
You don't think that's a bit hypocritical or strange or a red flag? Why does your wife have a second house down there?
Someone donated the money for her.
Who was that somebody?
Someone who's going to remain anonymous.
The following is a text message from Stephanie Morris to me on July 11th, 2024. So here's a question for you. Who is Tracy Geist? Tracy Geist is apparently a woman from Florida who spent multiple weeks at Titus Morris's farm in late 2024 and early 2025. It is also alleged that Tracy Geist transferred $25,000 to Stephanie Morris. It is also believed that this is the same woman, Tracy Geist, in a photograph taken as early as 2000 or maybe later. So this is the fifth and final land transfer that I'm going to bring up here. This is that 42-acre tract that Ricky Franks owned that was broken up into three parts. The first part was Connie Bright, otherwise known as Stephanie's land. The second is the 1.033-acre tract that was acquired by Megan Kendrick. And then the remaining acreage, I believe, is still owned by Ricky Franks, and that's where his house is, which is across the road from Connie Bright's driveway, Megan Kendrick's driveway, if you will. So going in order of appearance, you've got the 55.28 transferred from Ricky Franks to Kamsa Cuff. Then you've got the 42 acres transferred from Ricky Franks to Kamsa Cuff. And then you've got where the land for the House of Prayer goes from Kamsa Cuff to Titus Morris. This is the 55-acre tract. And then you've got the 42-acre tract being split into three parts. This part going to Connie Bright, otherwise known as Stephanie's land, where the secret third house is. And lastly, I've got the 1.033 acre tract that was split off of the 42 going to Megan Kendrick. So here's a rare glimpse onto Connie Bright's land. I shot this in 2024 on one of the days I arrived, and the shed mover that installed that shed there, that's the shed of Stephanie's on the edge of her land. Yeah, that's the shed that's got the 5G router in it and the electricity and the deep freeze and all that. So we're proceeding towards Henson Creek Road. There's a pond there on the left, okay? And at some point, we cross over onto Megan Kendrick's land. And this is very interesting because right now, August of 2025, supposedly there's no one living up in there. There should be no activity. They're out of money, supposedly, okay? Stephanie's supposedly out of money. They can't finish building this secret third home on Stephanie's land, otherwise known as Connie Bright's land, because they're supposedly out of money. So you would think there'd be no traffic going up in there. But I can tell you, this area is severely grown up by the road. The weeds are 10 feet tall, but the driveway is well worn. There's no weeds coming up through the gravel. This is what it looks like as of, this month, August 2025. That's how grown up it is around that RV. Yet it does appear to me there's a lot of traffic going up that gravel road on the Connie Bright's land. So we know that Titus Morris has acknowledged that there is a history of prostitution and heavy drug activity at what is now the House of Prayer site as recently as October of 2023. Folks, I question whether or not that drug activity and prostitution hasn't simply just moved an eighth of a mile east down the road onto what is now Connie Bright's land and otherwise known as Stephanie's land. There's still people going up in there apparently. That gravel is not overgrown. Something's going on up there. The following screenshot and video clip are taken from the Civil Rights Lawyer YouTube channel. This headline is incredible. Trooper indicted by feds. Massive scandal implicates head of Kentucky State Police. Folks, does the corruption go all the way to the top in Kentucky?
Serious problems in Kentucky. It's so bad that the feds are having to come in and prosecute this guy for uses of force that the literal head of the Kentucky State Police personally approved of and signed off on back when they happened. It's no wonder we're seeing so many videos coming out of Kentucky.
And folks, for what it's worth, I have been in communication with 2 different detectives from the Kentucky State Police. And at this point, I cannot tell for certain that they are interested in actually prosecuting Titus Morris. I just don't know at this point. I guess time will tell.
I have rights! This is wrong. You're going to get fired.
No.